a little bit more supernatural about Lily. You know, and knowing, she's really knowing. Okay. She can suss people out. She susses Dean because she's not scared of Dean. That feeling. Obviously, she doesn't quite much. She's read him as well. So, what's implied by that line, even if it's the edge of misery, is that you don't really care about it. You just take it where they want to go.
Well, he doesn't. He knows delivering people to and from places where terrible things are happening.
Yeah.
Blocks him.
Yeah.
That must be heavy in you, like
No, I think it's really heartfelt, actually.
It almost internal as well. Caring in that way.
No, I don't think it is because it's. No, I think it's like. I'm putting myself in your shoes.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's really interesting because it is the first time you really cares.
It's
Acknowledge
and understands the role of task, understands whereas life is quite stressful and traumatic.
Yeah.
You just seem part and card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just quite important. We've built this, whoa, this is different. Yeah. And then the fact that the next line she says is unconscious. And then he says, like, you're not just an ordinary passenger. You look haunted, you look searching, you look like you've got a story you say.
it feels like also like maybe
Yeah, actually, just like to sort of out.
so maybe that's the people of Alabama.
Yeah.
I can see that you like
Yeah, like, during the silence, she's thinking, oh, you're not the master. I'll tell you.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the text line, you can't show the journey. It's telling, isn't it? It's basically you.
It's his worldview.
His worldview is determined that you can't jump off your track.
Yeah,
You're
it doesn't really stop.
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
yeah. And she values that.
Yeah,
In a sort of
it's that fact.
she doesn't challenge it in a kind of like the opposite way.
Yeah, she teases into the box.
Yeah.
And he's definitely yes, but stop. I think so. It's like, yeah.
I think so. Like, actually,
Yeah, I think that's how you were starting to play it.
That's how it was,
I
yeah.
liked it.
yeah, I think so.
No.
No, I like that there was
There's
a
a scene
question.
about
Yeah.
scene where and that's because he's just getting interesting. And she says, "Can you stop here, please?" Yeah, fuck. The conversation is just getting interesting. And maybe that's why we say, "My name's Emily," that we will meet again. Is our journeys changed apostrophe Look how our journey's changed, or our journey. Our journey's plural. What is it? Just check it. Our journey's changed. The journey has changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I can zoom in a bit more if we just have a new station.
Which is contradicting what I just said. So he says you can't change a person's journey literally. Is that right? Then she leaves. So you know, yeah, just the just as she gets out, leading into the yeah. It's a lot in this at the moment, isn't it? It's clever, you writers.
It's been upgraded. You have an interior now.
It's the black and white one.
All right.
He's there.
So I did a lot of these. Coming to the sea.
Maybe secretly.
Doing something else.
That was that used to be.
You just colour. Oh, and
Terrence. Callum and Terrence.
Terrence.
Yeah.
This badge downstairs. This is not just it.
So it's actually focus of that camera so that you can action Tom's laps to make it possible to get him sat in that seat.
You own this building, and then we sold it to Marcus and Callum Renton.
Okay.
See the door.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Anyone?
Oh, here we go. It's,
Oh,
who's that?
it's just put his coat on, isn't it? He looks like a totally different person.
I'll jump you to the other side.
Oh, I'm off the top of it. Well, yes, but I imagine that in order to get the different shots of eyes in the mirror, etc., we're going to have to move people about virtually anyway, aren't we? Oh, right. I mean, will be the driver rather than a second passenger. That will be, yeah. It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing really well. It's fine. That's what it is. Say it like you're saying it. Say it like you're saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the ideal for us is that we set the camera up for the widest shot that we're going to need in the sequence. And then we zoom in digitally to the other bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent you through the script that we're looking at. It's just one page.
Sorry. Very good.
I like it. That's quite good. Full body, green screen bodysuit.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I find it unfortunate. It's very good though, isn't it? It's about the couple with mass murderers.
Yeah.
It's Olivia Colman. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? It's a bit harrowing, but she's
anything.
It's quite intensive, but it's worth playing on with. She's amazing. She's a dancer. That's Andy McDowell's daughter.
Yeah.
And the other series you've got to watch is the morning show on Apple TV. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. Wow. And it's about a TV morning show. And Steve Carell, who's a sexual predator, during the Harvey Weinstein. He's sacked. And the repercussions because he and Jennifer Aniston are the faces of Good Morning America, basically. And their relationship was a little bit flirty. And it turns out he's a complete sexual predator. And so she's furious with him because he wrecked the show. Yeah. Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Reese Witherspoon is like a little regional South Carolina daughter. Something she does goes viral and they think she's the replacement for him. It's a brilliant give her each other. She's been plucked in obscurity. It's great, it's really brilliant.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
We cancelled the subscription so we can subscribe to it. So it's brilliant.
What's up, Adam?
Paul, is there a way to undo the mirroring that's going on or mirror my camera so that I look over my left? Because if I look over my left shoulder, the way I would to a passenger, I look like I'm looking out the wrong window.
No, it's the right shoulder.
Yeah, he's looking out of his left shoulder, which looks like him.
So if I look, I'll be sat here looking this way, but it's putting me the wrong. There we go. So then do I need to be this side?
Just one.
Yours is mirrored as well. It's all mirrored.
Yeah.
So I look over this side.
That's it.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah. This one's mirrored as well.
I didn't recognise it at all.
That's my right hand.
I thought this was for some good reason.
So if I look left, there we go.
I just don't go shoot. See?
Oh, good.
Otherwise, I wouldn't touch. And my dog's social media.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's great.
So it makes you waste so much time.
Right. I wish I didn't have to go on Twitter, but like, page and two buttons in. Oh, I just hate them all. I hate them all the time. Very occasionally I get bored of actually doing something.
I use Twitter only to complain.
It is good fun.
Yeah, it's like if something's going on, like you like order something online or shopping is not arriving, like they reply much quicker
Yeah.
than on emails and
So a bit of a
British
Yeah.
Transport Police.
Yeah.
I was on a train to Newcastle and I found see probably really kicking off. Smashed his phone in the back of the seat, shouted at him and said to him, calm down. Like she clearly wasn't with it. Calm down. What the fuck is that? Fucking dude waving his phone around like none of us had made you do that. You just smashed it up the back of the seat. Don't just smash it over your fucking head. And then he sat down. Just like tweet British Transport Police. Within about 10 seconds of me tweeting, they tweet back and sent me a direct message to say, we're at the next station. What do you want?
wow.
Like, I would never have got a phone and just did that quick.
yeah.
And sure enough, 4 officers there, we get on the carriage to each other. Like, wow, this is great.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
They've just got some, they must have more than one person on it all the time.
Security for the next 25 years.
So they shouldn't have that many
You've got to Alcatraz.
Instead of text, blah, 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 should we just tweet us?
Tweet it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
clearly they don't want you to because then it's public and then they really have to do something about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm guessing that's why they respond a lot quicker because they go, well, now everybody knows. So yeah, that's why it's the best way to complain because it's a public complaint.
Mhm.
If you just send an email, they're just thinking, no one else is going to see that.
Yeah. I just got like 2 heavy pair of trousers from Coles.
Because of a complaint. Like shaming.
No, basically what happened was like, so I ordered these trousers online, and like I bought 2. They were both like quite expensive. I was like, I'm gonna buy 2, pick one of the 2, whichever like fits best. And they were like not any of my sizes on the shop, so like I had to get it online. Anyways, like after like 15 days that I was waiting for it, I wasn't where I had to do this, and like they were with Hermes, the courier, for like 5 days stuck in one place, and I was like, so like I messaged them on they have like a chat,
Yeah.
and said like I need some what's happening because they've been stuck in a place. It's like I don't know what's happening. I can send a request for investigation for Hermes. So. Right? And she was like, well, if you don't get the trousers in the next like 72 hours, then I was no. I was like, what do you mean? Like, it was supposed to arrive in 3 days, I waited 15, and now I have to wait more days. Anything else you can do?
That's not as much.
I shop. She was like, and it was like, and this is
It's shown that you can see that because it's revealing the pixels. But that's fine. For the purposes of this RSA, you get the technical capability and the finesse. So that's absolutely
I really feel that they're not in the shop because I checked.
What's your mission?
I went.
We'll be live. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it would be useful as well for the driver in that section because you're always you can be that short.
Just for me. It's called obscure.
Sometimes you have to be direct to
Give me the title.
yeah.
Cool. We have a look at using the constituent parts that you've got. Should we see if we can put together this sequence on the storyboard that we've drawn? Yes, so I'm just going to face the microphone back toward me. Our idea with the first job, because the beginning of this scene starts with direct address from the taxi driver to the audience, and that we want it to be sort of a slightly Breaking Bad style Impossible shot where it's the driver's seat with nobody in the back, zooming out from him. We see the passenger come in, they're going to hand a piece of paper between them, which is going to be another bit of fun we'll have to drive.
Say that, just
We zoom out through the windscreen and see the outside of the car, which we thought. Yeah. Yeah. We need to get. Yeah. Yeah, I think if we, how do you put your sequence together? Are you able to put it into a stack, or are you fading on? Do you have physical faders to go?
Who's coming?
No, it's meant to be one in the front of that.
Right. To do the sections of the Zoom. Yeah.
Yes, we can eat the room.
That's a hell of a sneeze.
It went right on the lens of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, because there's no way of extending that. Right, I see. Okay. Let's have a couple of bits that we like that will be assets for, and I can I can make some at this end and you can make some at yours once we've gone through. So we have the driver in the driver's seat, zoom out from there to reveal the back seat to see Lily get into the taxi. Then we want to look at zooming out further so that we see from the outside of the car. The next one, we wanted the back of the taxi driver's head and the mirror with his eyes in the mirror. Yes, our idea would be that we would use another camera, but we only have two with us today. So we might take a still image of the back of the head to use for that shot and have the only video in the small mirror that's in the shot.
Some journalist trying
So that thing trigger certain habits. Yeah. Firing.
But with yeah,
thought, oh, yeah, last time you were just bit back. Bit it back. Everybody. Which
it could we could do something like that.
genius.
Yeah, so the idea would be that we would use another camera, but then we'd also use another green screen on the other side. And it's yeah.
Lazy type.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to make a rough version of this through today to try and get through the sequence and see how that works because it's a product of a try all these things out.
Okay, we don't have a relationship. We're not like these people.
Tom, would you be able to turn off the microphone at your end?
Yep.
That would be lovely, thank you. You can probably turn down the sound a little bit as well, so we don't interrupt rehearsals and have a problem with the lovely. Yeah, no worries, no problem. Then looking on the storyboard that I sent you, and apologies for the quality of my drawings. This was just scribbled while we were looking at it. We were looking at doing something where actor would turn and give a shot as though they're looking out of the side window. So again, I need to make you a foreground asset of the front of the car. But while we're in shot 4, the actor can turn 90 degrees. So that when we cut to shot 5, they can be looking forwards in the car and turn and look out the side window. So yeah, there's another asset to be made for that. Then shot 6 is the same as shot 4, giving the actor time to turn back 90 degrees. Shot 7 is then sort of the shot that you've got here, would be the driver's perspective looking into the rearview mirror to see the back seat. Yes. Yeah. And then we cycle back through a few ones that we've already used before we get to shot 13, which is a one shot just of the rear without the driver in it, because the idea is it would be the driver's perspective as though they've turned around and they're looking at the back, because that's the only time that they're really talking directly to each other is at this end bit here. Yeah, and then we have a couple of other repeats for 14 and 15. So yeah, where we were hoping to get to today is for us to make these assets for guys to rehearse the scene, and for us to see how it goes of us running the scene and cutting between these shots in real time, as the actors just run the scene as naturally as possible, and see if we're able to keep up. That's sort of what we were hoping to experiment with this afternoon, if that works for you. Yes. So shot 1, 2, and 3, realistically, our ideal version of that is that that's one long zoom out. But we'll do that in stages because of how the software works in terms of how we have to do that. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. And the third one, we know that we need to put an asset in a foreground asset of the windscreen. Yeah. Yes. Tom,
Yeah,
how much cable do we have on this screen?
there's only 5 meter HDMI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering whether it's open up the other side.
Yeah.
If not, we can figure a different way around. Because we've only been 5 meter HDMI from the camera as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's limited by the HDMI, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine.
I put 10 meters on there, and just had no picture at all.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, swap it to 5.
Absolutely fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Tom, you're seated in the other room.
Mm.
How easy would it be to direct the green screen over it?
Yes, yeah, we do that.
Because then we don't get you like the wooden bar. What's the bad on this one? Because you don't see.
Quite enjoying seeing it.
It's very strange. Yeah, it'd be quite interesting to see how well you can match it in so they look like they're actually sat on the seat behind them. Obviously, the seat's never going to squish in the video, but that's fine. For the purposes of this is like proof of concept rather than finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we might have. Yeah, we can try and make those on dramatic moments or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. If you can drop me an email with the resolution that you need them and whether you need them as a PSD file or as a JPEG with transparency. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, geez. Yeah, that's fine. I can make those. Um, yeah, I mean, for the purposes of this, I think the cartesian that we've got is absolutely fine. Because yeah, what we're interested in really is seeing how we would make a sequence like this work in real time. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. That would be the ideal. Is that also helps really sell. Yeah, I mean, the other ideal is that there's an audio effect that we come through the screen, and that's when we hear the car sounds and things. Then we come back inside. That means it's interior. Yeah, yeah. That could be quite fun. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, if we were going to do this, actually in a production, we would take our own pictures and make sure we got exactly what we want so that things line up and it's all the same car consistently. Um, we can fudge something so that it tells the story for now. That's that's good enough. Um, yeah, if I you've got the I'm giving you this on the script. It has we've scribbled on the cue points of when we would cut between these different shots on the storyboard. If you would be okay to rough in that as a sequence so that you can jump between them, I'll start making these different assets. Uh, soon. Yeah. With the windows uh, for the car and for the side mirror, is it worth me doing that with a completely empty windscreen that's completely transparent, and then we put in a layer so that we can easily adjust how transparent the screen is? Yeah, yeah. If I do, oh yeah, because we want dashboard to be seen through the glass. So there'll be three layers to the exterior of the car. There's bonnet and wing mirrors and maybe a roof on the taxi side. Then there's the dashboard and the meter and things, and between those two is the glass. Yeah, and then it can come into that shot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we'll try these things, and if it turns out that you only get four layers and then all fall off, then that's what we found. And that's, mhm. Yeah, this is the back of the head, so this is from the perspective of the back seat. Yes, yes, it should. Yeah, yeah. I think if we're going, yeah, I think if we go for the modern mirroring seats, and we'll leave the 40s stuff, and maybe that's something that we come back to tomorrow when we try to do something a bit more expressive. I do, yeah, yeah, and the modern seats, modern mirror. We just need to get for some of this, don't we need like the shoulders of the front seats, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't, but Google Images exists, so I'll see what if it comes to it. I'll just pop in. I'll pop onto the street, take a picture of the seats in my own car. Uh, I'll do one or other of those things. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Uh, is this shot fall that we're talking about? Yeah. So shot fall is from the perspective of the rear seat. So most of everything we'll see in the mirror will actually be reflected of the driver rather than of yourself. So that probably really zoomed in of the driver's eyes, more than it would be in reality, just for the because the mirror is going to be shrunk down in that shot, and that's what we want to see his reaction in that shot. Mhm. Mhm. Tom, the seat in there doesn't have arms on it, does it?
No.
So Stefano will be able to,
Yeah.
yeah, grab. So it's not changing on the one you're sending me. There, yes, yeah. So the that's so then we need the foreground of the back of the seats with the back of the head. And, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Well, it'll be the actor's eyes that will be live. The reflection in the mirror that's live at that point. Yeah, like that's what we're going to do today. Whereas if we were again, if we were to do doing the production, we'd do the third camera filming from behind them, and we'd probably put a seat in order to make that work, just because of how they then interact with the seat. Maybe you might be able to just an image, but yeah. Mhm. Yes, yeah, 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 yeah. We can probably do that. That's probably going to be the easiest way, rather than trying to find exactly what we're looking for in the images. But I'll give it a I was going to say, Google Images is probably where I'll start, and if there's nothing that's immediately right, I'll just jump into my car. No, so this is Stefana turning 90 degrees on her chair, and then we pick her up looking this way, and she turns and looks out the side window of the car. No, so this is the shot of this is again from outside of the car. They're looking at the side so that she can look out of the side window. Yeah, I mean, zoomed in so you're seeing basically just a doll's worth. But yes, again, it's a foreground photo. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, Ideally, it will be moving, and we'd have some sideways moving, but it's also not essential. Because yeah, we come back to this when she starts to ask can she just stop here, please, instead of carrying on. So yeah, we just try to put in her awareness of what's going on outside and that she's choosing a place to stop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm quite happy to do all of that, and then we'll take a shot from the same angle with the door open, so you can get the interior. And again, we can cut the windows out of that so that the moving image can go behind that. And I was saying so that we can get the interior behind that would be behind her. We and four, yeah, four she's in between them, yeah. And the glass are fine because the glass would be a separate glass texture that we then adjust the opacity of. Yeah, 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 yeah. I will try to make them line up. I make no promises on them lining up. I will try. Yeah, yeah. Is the driver's perspective into the mirror. So that's what we start looking at with a little bit of the driver, but mostly backseat. Yes, yes. Exactly that, but with the modern mirror. Yeah, um, that's the small mirror shot. Yeah, as where we started with the zoom, where we started the zoom from. Yeah, we're not zooming out, but just as we started the zoom. Yeah. Yes, that's a close up. Yeah, and then the only one that's different that we haven't done is a shot that's just at the rear with no driver in it at all. Just the back seat, no driver in it at all. Yes, but with obviously without me in it. Yeah, and that's for shot 13. The rest of them, 10, 11, and 12, are all repeats of ones we've already done. And then 14 and 15 are, again, repeats of ones we've already done. So I need to make some assets. to say. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind putting those, getting that into a sensible sequence, I'll play with making some assets. And thank you.
You can connect to the wireless or do you want to?
Sorry?
You connect to the wireless or do you want to?
Yes, I've already connected to the Wi-Fi. They're all happy rehearsing.
Oh, yeah, there's been chatting. Wireless and so they're all compliant, I said that. Okay, you like to sit here, we'll do the same.
Oh, they can show you what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that rod. What a pain in the bum. I don't know. Right, this might be easier for me just to start by taking pictures of my car. I think.
We should make the windows transparent fairly quickly.
Mm. Yeah. No. Tom? Indeed, just sit. How do we then make this into a 40s fantasy?
Yes.
How do they then
Yeah.
disappear into hell? Yeah.
I'll take you get full shirts again because you did just while we were in there. Hello, Paul. It's right, I just have a quick little confab next door. So they can hear us, but we can't hear them. Yeah. Adam, give you his car interior. Take photos of all around his car. So he'll probably give you that. Adam. So we'll have the same car all the way around, as it were. Reserve 13.
Thank you.
Okay. Actually, on that screen, we've got to do on that one. I prefer that one.
Yeah, it's a weird thing just how much it was pinging out the magenta, blue from the LEDs.
Really, really odd. I mean, I'm taking the red right down.
Mhm.
It's still really pinky red. I think it may be to do with the angle, because the LEDs
Mm.
aren't like tungsten as we know.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's really strange.
Yeah, and cameras tend to pick up LED blue really easily. The stuff where
Which is why initially I'd taken all the blue out, but the whole bit was too blue.
yeah,
And then he was like, well, that's red.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Did some video shoot with being in dance last week. It was on an ETC desk, and the guy said, "Oh, can you do CT on there?" And I went, "Nope." Can't radio on there. What was he trying to? Although yes, they got some LED profiles on their booms, but when you want them 10%, he said they're very yellow. I said that's because they're just at 10%. It's nothing to do with the colour that it thinks it's trying to render. It's just because it's such a low intensity.
Mm.
So we put them at 50, and he went, "Well, that's much better, but they're too bright." And I'm like, "Well."
I'll dig out some ND. Yeah. It becomes really tricky.
It does, because everybody's got used to using tungsten in a certain way, and LED source is something so different.
Mm. Oh, I should have gone through and curated these, never mind. Well, so it looks like my knees are going to make an appearance. Fine.
Just writing it in.
So, let's move to
Tom's told you which settings changed to get the Zoom to go slower.
Sorry?
Tom's told you which settings changed to get the Zoom to go slower. That's a much better Zoom.
Let's see, if nothing else, we are setting challenges that help everyone learn.
Yes.
Because I say you play around with what you can do technically, but until you actually have a creative output that you're trying to achieve, you never really dig into the.
No, that's right, you don't.
Yeah.
I always find that when somebody says, I'll just play with this light this year, well, yeah, but and do what?
Yeah.
Well, look, make the lights change colour, make them flash, make them dance, but whatever.
They can do.
That's looking pretty good, to be honest. I mean, that does look like Zoom. Mhm. It's become a convertible.
Working on back of seats at the moment, but the rest of the car will appear.
Mhm. Yeah. Looking good? No, well, Adam's just busy creating those as we speak. On Matt's camera, so I'm surprised there's no steering wheel in here somewhere. Yeah. Right. Yeah. They're just running through the lines. I mean, they're next door, so I don't quite know exactly what they're doing. That's what they were doing, was rehearse the lines. Adam's just sat there, just making his windows transparent on his car. I think so, yeah. 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 As regards your end, what do you need to have out of this week, Paul? Just as regards your end of things, what do you need to have out of this week? Yeah. Right, yeah. We can create a tactic team, as it were. Is that where it is? Leeds, I think, means it's primarily setting league. It's just got the GoPros on his dashboard. For a drive.
I have one GoPro with me.
Well, I have one at home, so there we go.
Aha, we could do both at once.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Rod's in there at the moment. Give him a knock. Hurry up.
This
He's gone to sleep. Do we want daytime or nighttime? That's the other question.
Well, yeah, looking at this if you were trying to polish this up, we would then look at trying to make the lighting on the mirror that we're using take its cue from what's going on outside, so you see the change on that. Because at the moment, everything's very brightly and flatly lit, which obviously isn't ideal.
Psychedelic taxi name.
Yeah. Ooh, that's exciting.
The, you want to turn that screen around and have a look at that?
Delightful. What have you been eating?
Let's see this to the queue. Yes. Yep. Wonderful. Yeah. No.
You might be able to stitch together images from Google Street View as a JPEG sequence to turn into a video if you wanted to be going through somewhere you couldn't get access to. Yeah.
With street views, when you go, is when they change the date.
Mm.
The street you're going down, it's a completely different time of year.
Yes.
There's one where you could go up the street and you could see my van parked.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got a little bit closer, it changed into a really small white van instead. It was really odd.
Paul, I'm sort of sending these to you in batches so that you have something to be getting on with as I'm making them. So I've sent you the rear of the seats with Tom sat in the driver's seat and the windows removed. It's not my neatest work, but it is relatively quick. And I'm just sending you an exterior of the car and a separate image of the dash. So do you have a glass texture that you've used? Okay. Yeah. I think something like that will probably be fine as well. If you do end up on Google Images and you find a glass texture that's got some smears and some fingerprints and all of that kind of stuff. That's, um, but yes, I've just sent you an exterior and a dash as well. Yeah, it's got a bit of steering wheel and a little thing stuck to the inside of the windscreen. And you needed some modern looking car seats as well for the shoulders on, didn't you? Um, no, we're talking about because you had the back seats of a modern car, but you didn't have the like a yeah. Yeah. Mhm. The dash should line up into the exterior properly because I just took them off the same photo. So if you transform one, make sure you transform the other by the same amount and then they'll line up again. That's all right. Please don't judge the interior of my car too hastily. No worries. Oh, so this looks rough. Oh dear. Might have crashed my Photoshop.
Month into the new year and I'm already getting clashes on bookings.
Already getting clashes on jobs.
On jobs.
Yeah. Straight away, as soon as things started up again, everyone wanted people at the same time. It's been horrendous.
I'd rather do the one that's just been offered than the one that hasn't yet been confirmed. So the one that hasn't yet been confirmed is just loading the truck.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's where I got to when there were, they're trying to confirm, they were penciled for 1 week, and they're trying to get me to hold off a confirmed of 2 months for 1 week of pencil. I said, I can't hold this open for you, I can't do it.
Yeah. Again, it's Phoenix down to the week of the playhouse. And the first thing on the schedule is unload the truck, and I'm like, so how's the truck getting loaded? Because I know where all the kids, it's going to help you. Oh yeah. Well, let's haven't even booked with the playhouse officially yet. But said, can we do it? And I said, yes, I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see Peter Pan and Wendy?
I didn't know.
The set looked quite cool. I heard they had a lot of drama getting it.
Well, yes, when they opened, they didn't have half the set, so they rebuilt some of it to do that. Which is interesting because they also didn't have any workshop people because they'd all walked out. So then hired all those workshop people back on freelance rates.
The whole workshop's gone.
Yeah.
Oh God, why?
Just because the culture is so toxic there at the minute, they just, no, we're not for this. I think they need a new chief exec or a new artistic director. I mean, artistic director is going to be the chief exec's got already. I think the problem is the current artistic director is not the right man for the job.
Right. Yeah.
Is my view from very little information, but just from what I've heard.
Yeah.
um, so they had to rebuild the set. Apparently nobody had a chance to, in costume, to make the bunting, so props made the bunting.
Mhm.
And electrically it was flambard. But when the level pyros off, it caught fire,
Amazing.
with Wendy waiting to fly in above it.
Huh?
Yes. And with no protocol as to what to do in the event of there being a fire below who you've got flowing up in the roof. So they evacuated the building and left Wendy up in the roof. Because they couldn't work out how to get her down, because they had lighting elements fly out of the way to fly people off and then down.
Oh my
Because that
God.
wasn't plotted, they couldn't work out how to fly her back off stage to get her down, whilst her toes were being toasted.
Oh,
Yes.
that makes me uncomfortable.
Yes. So it sounds like it was quite a drama, for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And of course, they were so hot on COVID that I think about every third performance they were closing for a week.
God.
Starting up again. Which is strange when you think that City Writers up the road did 64 performances straight through and an issue at all.
Mm.
You wonder if they're not doing their testing properly or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a smaller team anyway up at the varieties. There's only 10 actors and then probably 10 technical.
Yeah. Whereas the Playhouse would be considerably larger than that. Yeah. But even still, that's wild.
Yes. Yeah. But it's apparently they ran out of time to take all of the play and what these were in. And so he says, so what do we do? And the guy in the boy says, you just do what we've rehearsed and you don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? He's like, well, I can't sign off on anything else because we've not rehearsed it.
I mean, he has a point.
So it does.
You're flying humans.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. It's also quite probably coming foul of the slight fisheye of the lens that I've used on that. It'll probably elongate the bonnet quite a bit. Because it's a normal looking car. But, yeah. Cool. I can redo that. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Like a Zapata thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can have a look at that. Oh, yeah, and it makes the dash goes a very strange color, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, I can also get something. We could probably get a generic dash that might look a bit better, or I can change the color of the dash. But mhm, yeah, because yeah, you don't have a glass transparency in there at the moment either. Yeah, and we got the weird thing where the interior of the car is poking out through the front windows. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah, I think so. How late are you with us? Till 5. Okay. I'm just sending you some side interiors, the side shot, basically. He's scaling up a little bit because I realised that I've included the driver's side window slightly, and we won't have a side shot of the driver. So the way we position and scale these might be a bit strange, but I can also redo them if we have. I think that's all the things I needed to redo. So yeah, if I go, it should just. Um, so you'll need both of them. One is the exterior of the car, and the other is the interior you've got behind her. And if you need me to take out any more of the windows, I can do. I'll go get a better angle on the picture. What a strange thing to do for a living, eh? Busy. Excuse.
But it is on the other camera because she's the passenger.
Yeah, just wants to be the passenger, you see. Ooh. I think that's okay. I think the passenger, so Tom needs to come further forward. If you move it, further forwards. And probably down a bit as well, actually, because at the moment his head's. We're getting a strange thing on seeing the door, aren't we? Does the interior go back a little bit? Or does that cause a different. Yeah, I think that's a good position for Tom. Yeah. Yeah, I laid them over each other in Photoshop when I made them to get them to line up. But so the increase that you've done on the exterior, the interior should probably do the same. Yeah, that'll be on the exterior. Yeah, Okay, so I can cut that if I redo the exterior one and I cut out both of those because you can see a bit of the front window as well. If I cut those out of the exterior. Yeah. I think a layer of glass would probably be really good if it's suitable. Only one passenger in this shot, yeah. 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 I mean, the um, the ideal for it in a fully finessed, fully polished world would be that we'd put a glass texture on that has sun imperfections on it, and then we'd do a reflection of the video passing by, so that you would get reflected. Because if I put 50% opacity of that glass in particular in the side window, you'll have a reflection of me holding a camera. Mm-hmm. Uh, I sent you the front seats, the front view of the front seats. I mean, I'll be honest, that one's looking pretty scrappy, but it exists. Oh, I took that in a bit of a hurry, but I think it'll serve the purpose. Which shot is this, sorry? Oh, this is, yeah, shot number 4. So yeah, this, we're fudging the reality of this slightly, and making it so that all we're really seeing in the rearview mirror is the driver's eyes. So we don't need to see back seats really. It wants to be really the driver's face, and the mirror can be smaller than that. I think this last team is pretty good, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. That's kind of you. A little bit zoomed in is quite useful because we don't have anything in the wing mirror that you can see on the passenger side. Oh, we've also got the childminder's mirror you can see is currently showing. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I don't think we can go any bigger than that. I think that's already pushing the reality of a rearview mirror size. Yeah, we want to zoom out right into the actor's face at that point. not COVID, I promise.
Nice picture Colbert of the just after Christmas. I'm still not shaking it. It's definitely a cold. It's
Yeah.
been testing every 2 days.
Mm.
So it's not COVID, it's just really lingering cold.
Yes, I think I don't mind. I can, if I'm going to be ill, I'm quite happy to be ill for 24 hours. Longer than that, I start to get really irritated by it. Yeah. Yeah, I think something like that. We might have a look at that when we've got our actual actor who will probably be a slightly different height to Tom. But at the moment, that's quite convincing because it's the back of Tom's head and the front of Tom's head. Yes. Okay, Paul, I'm sending you some version 2s of exteriors of both the side and the front. A better angle on the front and with more windows taken out for the side. Tom's driving my car.
I know. Amazing.
Lost setting.
You're doing this very clever thing where your face moves, but your head doesn't.
GoPro just up against the green.
Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying the liberal use of Star Wars screen wipes as well. How does a screen wipe in donkeys?
No.
Yes, it is. that's interesting. It's not showing the interior through that section. It's actually interior. Do we lose interior at that point? Is the interior not? Mhm. Oh, but not by much. I'm looking at the picture that I sent you. Yeah, there's not much more to go in. Yeah, because we get the glass because it was just through the open door, wasn't it? Hmm. Well, that's a dull problem to fix, isn't it? How am I best doing that? Yeah,
Take an angle grinder around the side of your car.
I could do that.
Drop
Yeah,
the top of the car.
and then we could have a full interior. How exciting that would be.
And now it's spot welding.
Yeah, without solving that issue, because that I think that looks slightly worse. Do you know what I mean? Unless there was something else I could give you to put at that side to fill out that window. But I don't think it's worth considering it is 20 past 4. I don't think it's necessarily worth it right now. I think we should. Are you happy? Have you got everything you need in sequence to have a play with this? Yeah, Rod's just outside, so I'll go and have a chat with him and see. Rod's on the phone, maybe. all that we've got all the bits in his head to give some roles.
Brilliant. Okay. Okay. Good. Give it a go then, shall we?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
How? Do you just go? Are we going to stop and start? We're going to do each shot, or are we going to try?
I think we'll try and run it with just in real time. We'll try and keep up with it.
Okay.
All right. Speed it up, slow down.
Right. So this is
the driver.
This is Adam. Oh, this is Adam. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we need to do anything to turn on next door?
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you need a piece of paper, don't you? Put an address on it, something.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl.
What? What?
There's
Wow.
You're quite large on that, aren't you? Now, don't get big-headed. Cool.
Acro.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
are
four.
we doing really getting into the cab, or is she already in the cab when we zoom out?
Oh, that's his mirror shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's you. Window. That's quite nice. So you can do that for that bit where he says you don't. That's for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Matt, so that you know what's going on.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this speech, there's a woman that I pick up regularly, and that's zoomed in quite straight to you, and you're speaking direct to camera. And then the shot zooms out so that we can see she's already in the cab behind you, which is why your face was so big just now, because we're slowly pulling back from that. You do the paper handover, and then we get to Lily's first line, and that's when it's not direct to camera, and that's when you're yeah.
Did you want to call in and we'll, so Matt can see that screen?
Yes.
That's very good.
That's it there. That's where you do it. So it's towards that little. Yeah. And he's coming back.
Which link do I
You
need?
want to drop it down?
Yeah.
If you take it slowly, if you reach forward and then take it out of shot, then he picks it up. Yeah. Keep it out of shot, then you can drop it on the floor. Nobody's going to see it then, and he'll have taken it by then. You. So put it in shot and then take it out of shot.
One of us. Go on, try reaching forward and just see. Yeah, if you put it down like that.
That's it. Don't let it appear again. Drop it on the floor once you reach forward. Otherwise, we see we've got two.
Let's try again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
That might help to see. Yeah. Alec?
So Andrew, you can see it on
The way here and there. You wrote it.
Lou.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry, I just called in. So, Paul, we we should be for the top of this. We should be in shot one, um, which is zoomed in on stairs on in the driver's seat. Yeah, rather than in the mirror. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sort of start as to what we're looking for. Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, it looks like Stefan's in the front rather than the rear seat. Yeah.
Maybe just ask her.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can work with that for the time being. Um, Paul, do you have your script that I sent you that had the little cue points on it? Have they? Yeah. Um, should we just have a go at this first section? And yeah, well, how easy is that to lengthen, Paul? Yeah. Yeah, I think our ideal would probably be that we zoom out to a point where we can get both guys in shot and then pull out further to the exterior of the car. That's all right. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Um, how do you feel about just going for a run and we'll call stop when it doesn't work? Cool. I think that's over to you, Matt, and we'll give this a whirl and see how we do. Thank you very much.
There's this woman that I pick up regular, like every other weekend, I reckon. Always at the train station. no luggage. And it sounds a bit weird, but she smells different. Like she's just been on a woodland walk and she's bringing the fresh air in with her. I pick her up, drop her off somewhere else in the city, and then an hour or so later, she's back and we're heading back to the train station. I don't ask too many questions. People's business is people's business, but she gets in and she hands me a slip of paper.
Paul, can we pull out into the Zoom there, please?
This is the address I need. Could you take me there?
Yeah, sure.
You don't ask questions, do you?
Sorry?
Just deliver people where they're going.
Yeah, well, I'm just a taxi driver.
Can we pause there, please? That's great, thank you guys. Paul? So we want to do that zoom out in the first monologue earlier so that we're zoomed out to see the path of the piece of paper. Halfway in the car, until after she gets in and hands me the slip of paper, then when we've got 3 at the top of Lily's line, this is the address I need, could you take me there? That's shot 3, which is the car exterior. Okay. Yeah, is that easier than you thought? Okay. So if I this would be hilarious. If I can go upstairs so that I don't feed back, I can do that. I am, yes.
Sorry, bastardizing your lines.
Okay, so you can do it.
I'm tired.
Okay. So if I call these as shot 4 go, shot 5 go, will that make sense? Okay. Let's give that a whirl then. Are you ready, Paul? I'll cue Max because I got on YouTube. Lovely. Ready when you are now. Thank you very much.
Is this woman that I pick up regular every other weekend, I reckon? Always at the train station, no luggage. It sounds weird, but she smells different. Like she's been walking in the woodland and she's bringing the fresh air in with her. I pick her up, drop her off somewhere in the city, and then an hour or so later, she's back. We're heading back to the station again. I don't ask too many questions. People's business is people's business.
Can you hear me, Paul?
But in she gets. She hands me a slip of paper.
Can we pause there, please? Can you hear me okay?
I'm getting weird.
Oh, can you hear me now if I'm talking to you? That's not changed.
I'll go for it.
Yeah. I'm just talking to you. Oh, that's, I'm with my laptop. On mezzanine above the guys' degrees. Um, so you can't hear me at all.
The way you're in there, and it's 140. Yeah. Ah, you too.
Just to hand it down back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Uh, so you know. I can still. Okay.
There's a woman that I pick up regular every other weekend, I reckon. Always at the train station, no luggage. It sounds weird, but she smells different. Like she's in for a woodland walk and she's bringing the fresh air in with her. I pick her up, drop her somewhere else in the city, and then an hour or so later, she's back. And we're heading to the train station again. I don't ask too many questions. People's business is people's business. But in she gets, she hands me a slip of paper.
This is the address I need to take you there.
Sure.
You don't ask questions, do you? Just leaving people where they're going.
Okay.
It's going silent.
And that's Adam said, no, Tom said. And his eyes, he wants
Which way we might be rolling. Not bad.
Yeah, you look out. You, yeah.
with the body. With the body.
Just looking out the
That
towards
is
like that. Yeah. It's not. That's the wrong shot. But
like that.
yeah, like that. That looks you looking out inside the car then.
And so, you.
It's in my chair.
You say, we just need to move up.
Oh, I see. So it's the outside of the car.
Yeah, we've got. Right. Oh. Right, and I think
Yeah. I pick up, drop her off somewhere else in the city, and then an hour or so later, she's back, right into the station again. I don't ask too many questions. People's business is people's business. But in she gets, and she hands me a slip of paper.
This is the address I need. Could you take me there?
Sure.
You don't ask questions, do you?
Sorry?
Just deliver people where they're going.
Yeah, well, I'm just a taxi driver.
Even if it's at the edge of history.
Sometimes, yes.
That must be heavy on you.
you. Lovely. Six. Yeah. And 8 is the second.
What happens? Probably more than this.
That's the dream. Yes. Seat settings one. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. 8. That's 2. That's 5. Yeah.
What?
Hmm.
Will only turn that one time and the rest
I
time
think
is
so, yeah. I think it's just that time on the line. He says, sure. Is it there where you go, you turn and you go to ask questions?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then,
No, uh, no, 4 is you should be so it's looking for. So we
it's 5 to 5. These guys, not
We told them.
yeah,
I mean, those two five.
yeah.
okay. Um, should we go from the same? Try and get through.
Where I play poses. Alright, I'll pick her up, drop her off in a different part of the city, and then an hour or so later, she's back, and we're heading to the train station again. I don't ask too many questions. People's business is business. But in she gets, and she hands me a slip of paper.
This is the address I need. Could you take me there?
Sure.
That's not. All right. Oh, yeah, that's it.
You don't ask questions, do you?
Sorry?
Just take people where they have to go.
Yeah, well, I'm just a taxi driver.
Even if it's to the end of misery.
Sometimes, I guess.
That must be hard on you. I'm looking for someone.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't think they want to be found.
You can't change a person's journey, misery or otherwise.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. So,
Can we just stop along here, please? Thank you. My name is Lily.
Good to meet you, Lily.
You too. Our journeys just changed. Just by meeting each other. Don't you think?
Thank you very much.
I don't know. Oh,
No, that's good.
That was
Very good to talk. I think we might do that tomorrow.
yeah, and get it right.
Yeah. Okay.
I hear it. Well, we quite good, Paul, maybe tomorrow would be to, because it's pretty layered, isn't it? It's probably, I don't know where I'm talking, but whether you can see me or what.
If you sit there,
You'll appear
I'll get in the car, I'll get in the car and you to me.
your eyes are.
Shorter than that.
I'm shorter than that, so yeah. Might it be good to revisit this scene tomorrow afternoon and get it really tight so you've got a good version of it? Well, to be honest with you, I don't think the technique is going to be useful to us really because it's a live show. So um, making this is quite interesting for us, but a lot of this piece is very movement based. So there's not many scenes which are as static as this. So this is quite a good one to try out. And maybe if we do a version in the end tomorrow that it's really slick, I think that would be probably useful for you. Then you've got a good piece. But beyond that, I don't know whether there's much more we would do. Don't know.
Are there any other taxi monologues?
Yeah.
There's the taxi monologue at the beginning when you first after the crash, isn't there?
Yeah. There's a few bits of taxi monologue there. Yeah. But it's about people interacting with one another. It's about
People interacting in two different spaces.
Yeah.
So the monologues are not useful really in that way. What's been interesting about this is all the different shots that Adam's laid into it. I think that's been fascinating. So what about we do that tomorrow? We nail this one so that it's really tight and the shots.
And,
Yeah.
and to maybe kind of, to see whether we can bring some pace into it and some,
Yeah.
you know, a bit of,
Get it as slick as possible, so a really good version of it, the way we sort of envisaged it. I think, you have to think about it. But yeah, I mean, thanks Adam as well for filming your car. I think that was brilliant. That was amazing to do that in one afternoon. I mean, it tends to be what we've explored is quite useful because we've done that thing about him relating to her through the mirror and her in the back seat. They're kind of like that's quite interesting because you're in the same space. Obviously, in film you're in the same space, but you're interacting in different ways, aren't you? She's looking out the window and stuff like that. So those layers are good. I don't know if you can think of anything, Andrea, that would work. We had a scene against a wall, which two dancers did, But it works best when they're in the same space, really, doesn't it? It needs them to be in the same space rather than being in two different separate spaces, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really that. I think that's so close, isn't it? That's really close where we've got it at the moment. Um, and considering we only had half an hour to film it, it was amazing. If we've got a bit of time in the afternoon, we could maybe really get it.
Play the pacing of it.
Make it really slick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were doing well considering you were doing it on the hoof. We'll do that tomorrow afternoon, and that will give you the morning to really be secure with the script. I mean, you're nearly there anyway, aren't you, with it? Um, looking at you now, Andrew, if there's anything, any other bits of script that we could possibly try.
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking about whether there's something else that.
Because even though they're not between these two characters,
We could have D and
Like sort of,
Lionel.
yeah, or
or me and
the sort of
Lina,
thing of like populating the space with like multiple characters, whether we can have something
Yeah.
to play with having multiple people coming in.
What do you mean, different passengers getting in the taxi?
Yeah, or whether or not there's another, like, you know, at one point we had Mal kind of pass by.
Oh yeah.
Something with that.
When Mal was talking to this.
I'm wondering whether it's worth thinking about whether there's anything outside the taxi.
In the street with the beggar sitting on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, I haven't got an immediate thing.
Oh, okay.
But I definitely know one.
So there might be a street scene that we could play with. But I think before tomorrow, now that we can see how it works and what to do with it, there might be another scene that we can look at. But I'd quite like to get this one really slick because I think this is so layered. It shows how far you can go, doesn't it, really? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we're using the mics on the cameras. Yeah. We're not using laptops.
This is the camera straight into. Yeah.
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 No. What we can do is I'll bring some shotguns in tomorrow and use those instead. Speeds. Yeah, behind the mic, behind the camera I'm saying to you on, and you can hear me quite clearly.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a reverby thing at one point, wasn't there? Stefania's voice was half a beat behind.
Yes.
It looked like
Weird latency.
yeah,
It's
weird
also really
lag.
strange because I'm in the room and I can hear you, and then I see your mouth move, and then I hear the audio of you speak.
Yeah.
That was so strange to try and call a 2.2 on
Yeah,
3 options.
yeah. Okay, we better stop and reconvene tomorrow at 2 then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much can do that.
Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant. Yeah, he said.
Yeah, tomorrow morning's fine.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cool.
Thanks, Paul.
Like,
Thank you.
Cheers. Okay, brilliant.
Thank you.
I would have what he would have done if he had been here today and stepped in. That's amazing. It's amazing.
It's so hard when someone's remote to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was really
I mean, the queuing of it. Yeah. Because I was hearing me saying the words, and then I'm hearing the loop of that. Yeah. Hearing you queue, thinking, is it on?
yeah.
And I can see it happening, but I'm not sure when that's
No.
happening immediately or when that's there's lag in that as
Well,
well.
that's because